Alchemy here. I'm in Hayes Town. I'm going to be performing on the streets of Hayes Town. Yeah, busking as they call it. I prefer street performing, just like the sound of that more than busking, but they're both the same thing nonetheless. You know, people ask me why I busk. Well, I haven't been doing it for a long time, but the reason I busk is for increasing the promotion of my current songs, increasing the exposure of me as an artist, and generally developing my performance ability, you know, getting me used to performing in different environments, you know, adapting to different situations under pressure. That's what I like. I thrive over pressurized situations. So that's why you see me putting myself out there. Some even ask me how to have the confidence to do it, you know, drop my speaker and just start rapping with my microphone. You know, I think it just comes with practice. You know, been in the game now for a few years, performing different locations. There's always a big benefit to helping you adapt to pressurized situations, you know. But for me now, I don't really think about what others think. I just do it, you know. That's all that matters, you know. It's all fun at the end of the day. It's all enjoyment. That's one of the main reasons I do it, because I enjoy it. You know, another benefit I may not have touched on is obviously the earning potential. You know, it's very unpredictable what you can make from busking, but you can definitely make money from it, which is a big benefit. You know, it certainly trumps what you're gonna ever make from Spotify streams, put it that way. So I would definitely recommend performing on the streets to any music artist. Yeah. But now I'm just here now walking in the town of Hayes, as you can see. The town of West London, Hayes. And just trying to find a walk to a location that is suitable to busking. That's what it's about. You know, generally I go for the spots that are clear from too much traffic, too many pedestrians, and spots that are, you know, they at the same time there's a traffic of people, but it's not too much, it's not too excessive to the point that I can't put any of my belongings down. So yeah, I came off the bus probably about 10 minutes ago, walking from the famous pub called the Grapes, yeah, in West London. You know, had a lot of historical memories and events from Hayes. You know, a lot of you know that I've been teaching sport in different schools over the years. And my first school was actually in Hayes. So, you know, reminiscing, going back to where I started. You know, that was 2016, 2017, you know, 8-9 years ago now. You know, I was barely performing back then, you know. So when I started, I don't think I even performed until about 2017. You know, started writing back in 2015, 2016, just as, you know, nothing serious back then, just jotting down a few rhymes here and there. But now, you know, I'm either writing or I'm either performing, you know, every day, you know. So keeping it all moving, really. It's not even that busy today, you know. But then again, it is a Sunday, it's a Sunday today, so it's not going to be massively busy, but you know, the level of busyness don't actually, it's not synonymous with how much you make from earning potential. You know, the amount of donations that people give you really isn't synonymous. A lot of people think it is synonymous. So I've had a few individuals tell me, why aren't you performing Oxford Circus? Why aren't you performing Covent Garden? You know, which I have done. I have performed in them locations, busking, but you know, as I was saying a few seconds ago, it wasn't synonymous from my experience with the amount I earned. You know, my first busk was what, 2021, 2022, during COVID times. You know, that's what led me to busk, in fact, because there was no opportunity to perform in bars. You know, I didn't make too much from it. I think it was like my first ever busk was like literally £4 is what I made. That was in Hyde Park. And then Oxford Circus was like what, £2, £3, something petty like that, you know. But you know, that was only for an hour at the end of the day. But the most important thing was it was enjoyable, you know, and it was my debut busk. So that's all that matters really. My most recent busk was in Hemel Hempstead. You know, Hemel Hempstead was a good place actually, because it was raining that day and I had shelter. I had the opportunity to, you know, stop myself and my belongings from getting drenched with water. That was quality. Earnings were massive, you know, but at the end of the day, it was late when I arrived to begin busking. It was like Sunday, like 3:30, 4 p.m. I think I arrived, which was crazy stupid of me, you know, to begin that late on a Sunday especially, you know. So there's many factors to obviously how much you can make from busking, how late you arrive to the location, you know, how late you arrive, how long you perform for. You know, generally I like to perform for about hour and a half. But there's people that busk, they perform for what, 3 hours, 4 hours. You know, I've never performed that length of time. You know, maybe I will, maybe I won't in the future, who knows. But that's it in a nutshell. So I'm now here approaching a more busy location within Hayes. This is now close to the Hayes and Harlington station. This is in the circle. So it's in the circle, you know, where all of the main shops are, to be honest with you. So very, very busy area. You know, I reckon even on Sundays here, it's busy. You know, where I was walking before was a quiet part of Hayes, and now it's proper busy. You know, for a Sunday anyway. For a Sunday, you know. Sundays are the days that I'm most available, not short for time when it comes to busking. Hence, I typically perform on a Sunday. You know, I would like for that to change moving forward. You know, when I rearrange my schedule a bit. You know, but for now, it's all good. It's all good. You know, but yeah, my best busk in terms of earning earning potential, earning what I made was like £21 just through donations. And obviously I got a performance royalty fee on top of that from PRS. You know, for those who don't know, PRS are an organisation that support artists to perform. You know, they credit you for your lyrics you've created, and anytime you perform those lyrics, they give you a financial earning, you know, per time that you perform, which normally is £10 flat fee. So bear that in mind anytime you do perform any of your artists, as long as the venue is licensed by PRS, which 9 out of 10 bars and pubs and even street towns will be. So that's a way of increasing your earning, not by much, but still something, you know. But yeah, like, speaking of, you know, busy places and less busy places, it's really not a good measure to big up. It's really not a good measure to go by as to how much you think you're gonna make. You know, it really isn't. You know, I performed in Harrow Willstone, made what, 21 quid just through donations. You know, that was last year in November time, and that area is super quiet, dead in terms of traffic of people walking by. It's right by Harrow Willstone station. Obviously there's other factors as well, you know, the ability of the artist, you know, if that's very high, you know, which I believe mine is, that's gonna obviously incredibly accelerate your earning potential regardless of where you are. So, but nah, it's a win-win for anyone, you know, even if you're recent in the game of music, it's still a win. You know, even if you don't make a lot, it's gonna develop you incredibly, you know, in many components of you as an individual. You know, confidence, you know, ability to handle unpredictable situations. So it's a win-win. So I'm now here. I think I've passed my you know, busking pitch, I would say, because I really think I'm gonna perform in that circle where you saw the roundabout, the mini roundabout, and all the people sitting on the bench. I think I'm gonna perform back there. Just wanted to keep walking for a bit, enjoy the fresh air by the canal. Yeah, and just taking in the vibes of the place before I walk back and perform where I'm gonna perform. You know, for me, I'm feeling so free right now. You know, since I've bust a few times now, it feels so second nature now, in all honesty. So yeah, I'm just gonna turn around in a minute, start the busking session. What song am I gonna start with? Let's see. And could you believe it? I just walked past a lamppost that says you cannot busk in haze, well, not specifically those words, but no amplification. As you can see here, no amplification, all right, or else £100 fine, all right. Now, there's no way I would get away with it to busk here, knowing that they've got an abundance of cameras all over the town. So I'm gonna need to think of a plan B, which is obviously moving to a different location. You know, not what I wanted to hear, but is what it is. This can happen sometimes. This is probably, well, clearly a disadvantage of busking. You know, even when you check online when it says you don't need a permit to perform in that particular area, you know, they may have not updated it on their website, and therefore there's a discrepancy for what's allowed, what you think is allowed and what isn't allowed. So yeah, unfortunately I'm gonna have to leave Hayes Town, which is a shame, because I just wanted to say I performed in Hayes Town, you know, the place that I used to come to a lot, especially when I used to work in Hayes, you know, just for memories. But it is what it is. So I need to now find a plan B location, and I'm not even sure where that is, but I'm gonna spontaneously find one. Bear with me. And here I am. I've landed in Feltham. Just walked past Feltham Station. This is it. Now this is what we call incredibly busy. I'm glad I didn't drive today. Very, very glad. You know, I gotta pay my respect to that bus that I took, because if I didn't take the bus today, then what would have happened was I wouldn't have known about it being prohibited in Hayes. So there would have been a very high likelihood I would have got fined. So, because as I said, the sign that I saw was only visible to me because I took that walk by the canal where the lamppost was. If I drove, there's no way I would have seen that. So I've got to credit the 140 bus for taking me to where I am now in Feltham. Now this place, I rarely come to Feltham, you know. Haven't been here for probably about 5 years, maybe more, you know. This is a beautiful little lake there on the left. So now it's a case of finding a little busking pitch and then taking it from there. So after walking for a good 15 minutes, you know, thinking that I could find an even busier spot, I decided to turn back and return to the lake. So this here is the place I'm gonna be busking.
This is the truth I say, this ain't the tricks you hear. This is the work I made to make the vision clear. This ain't a blank display, but bigger than the cheers. It's every step of the way I spit, more to hear. It's quite easily doing what I did say I'd be. Graduated from the school and of course university, cause I was predicted never to reach the former sea. How on earth would I ever let that knock my balance, please? Standing with Alchemy, representing the way I speak. Frequently seeking to be the greatest I could ever be. Deliberately rapping with such fluidity. Never uncommon to hear people chant my chorus G's. With these are a songs that forever hit the scene. Shoot my pen in studio, now my classy lady I may be. Kinda hazy, it's not daily. Only when 10 hours of writing is the point at least. In less than a week, the direction I want to reach. I understand the importance of the ground beneath. Even the legacy, what I'll achieve is heavenly. Rich scores to endure, words a man on melodies. I'm about to tower, show the rise. I don't ever cower, I'm the guy. Levels getting steep, no surprise. Ready all the time, really can't deny. I'm about to tower, show the rise. I don't ever cower, I'm the guy. Levels getting steep, no surprise. Ready all the time, really can't deny. This is the truth I say, this ain't the tricks you hear. This is the work I made to make the vision clear. This ain't a blank display, but bigger than the cheers. It's every step of the way I spit, motive to clear. This is the truth I say, this ain't the tricks you hear. This is the work I made to make the vision clear. This ain't a blank display, but bigger than the cheers. It's every step of the way I spit, motive to clear. Truth I say, from the EP, rekindle bro. Can find it on all major platforms. Mill for Millionaire. That's how I put it, yeah. This is the rap that you hear. This is the rap that'll reveal how I build, yeah. I ain't a man with no deals. I stay on top like the size of a meal. This is the rap that you hear. This is the rap that'll reveal how I build, yeah. I ain't a man with no deals. I stay on top like the size of a meal, yeah. It's been a long day today, got my hands dirty after working from 8 to 8. Cause cause I was busy in the workplace, planning all my lessons, rapping students who deserve great. You see, I'm filled with the work rate, heavy with the time in the book, so I die late. So just imagine all the work made every time I deliver presentations to educate. Yo, it's true, I love what I do, put my time and energy to elevate the youth. It's down to skills that I've used, communicating messages that educate their mood. Whether about the learning matter, like techniques to shoot a board or surpass the ladder. Just know that I have the answer and absolutely hit the nail on the head standard. Just know that history don't lie, I've done it in different forms to open up their eyes. And that's the rap that give me pride, how regularly display songs that make me rise. And it just resonates alike to peeps getting lifted up from the sound of mine. And this is certainty I write, reflection of the passion that's forever inside. This is the rap that you hear, this is the rap that'll reveal how I build. I ain't a man with no bills, I stay on top like the size of a meal. This is the rap that you hear, this is the rap that'll reveal how I build. I ain't a man with no bills, I stay on top like the size of a meal. Yeah, size of a meal. I said the size of a meal. Ain't no time to just chill, forever on the rise, seeking the size of a meal. But that's just normality, trust me, it's great. I'm the reason for coverage, exist by drug addicts, simple and plain. What can I say, really, what I display? Shooting memorable lines, the mother guys, I'm leading the race. Why talk to me by names under my age? I'm not feeling your style, cause I need to pour, my team and me wild. So I'ma smile the other way, the bigger fish to fry, so my priorities settle today. So when I'm here, just remember making drop. And when I'm here, just remember I'm the I've got all the attributes that I will choose, taking me to a higher level, the times that I'm speaking my tune. So when I'm here, just remember making drop. And when I'm here, just remember I'm the I've got all the attributes that I will choose, taking me to a higher level, the times that I'm speaking my tune. Let me say it clear, rapping in my more than sheer force, courage and operational rhymes that I steer. It's more like something deep within the frame, put it in energy, invoking the spirit, that's the reason I reign. There's no remains in my presence is placed, as I push them away, projecting my force, they getting displaced. And I refer to those that in my way, as well as anyone that shoot even that is right towards my face. And I don't stop references I make. How you gonna say his lines are much tighter than some mythology of your slave? I blaze a scene from my potent saying shatter your favorite rapper regardless of all your tangents and shouting. The noise you give will be your garment. The noise I give is the opposite of thousand marching with the blasting. Equipping my team with a tool to sharpen all of the material, bring it about the greatest starship. But hardship will never fade me or the crew I'm with, receiving the marvelous of everything invested in. Yo, said receiving the marvelous of everything invested in. So when I'm here, just remember making drop. And when I'm here, just remember I'm the I've got all the attributes that I will choose, taking me to a higher level, the times that I'm speaking my tune. So when I'm here, just remember making drop. And when I'm here, just remember I'm the I've got all the attributes that I will choose, taking me to a higher level, the times that I'm speaking my tune. DROP for drop, Alchemy here. You can find me on all major platforms. Yo, you're having a great day once again. The live performer, first time in Felton.
There we have it, that was my set done. I did 41 minutes of performing. I would have done longer but my microphone played up, but it's what it is. It's good to be out here performing in a town I've never performed at before. Thank you to everyone for watching, and if you're new to the channel and you're interested in these sort of videos, then consider subscribing, like, share and comment. Big up.